Welcome to another edition of Road to Phoenix. We're in San Jose at the SAP Arena getting set for the Wildcats and the Xavier Musketeers on a Thursday night in front of what should be a great crowd here. I'm Brian with Ryan, and 2 years ago these teams met, of course. Same situation, Sweet 16 in Los Angeles. A lot has changed. There's a few players left from each side, more on the Xavier side than the Arizona side, but the coaches haven't changed. And Chris Mack, Sean Miller, they've known each other a long time. How similar do you think they coach in a game?
Well, knowing each other and coaching with each other for 5 years now, it's 13 years of talking a lot. I think they have a lot of similar characteristics when it comes to organizing practices, organizing the program. But then when it comes down to personnel, you look at the personnel, vastly different. So while they may still have some similar philosophical ideas of how they want to stop a team, they just don't have the same body. So I think that's when they start to vary. It's when you really get into the tactical side of things.
All right, speaking of tactical, nobody expected Xavier to be here right now. They're the 11th seed, the only double-digit seed left in the NCAA tournament right now. You got to give them a lot of credit for what they've done to Maryland and Florida State.
They're playing with a sense of urgency at this point, almost as if their life is on the line, which every team's life is really on the line. They had that real bad skid in the middle of February. Trayvon Blewett was out for a couple games. They lost 6 straight. And it really became they had to win games to make sure they were even invited into this tournament. And they are playing like that. The first 2 games against Maryland and Florida State were as dominating as about any team in the country in the NCAA tournament. They played extremely well on both ends of the floor. It wasn't just the 91 points. Their matchup zone, their 1-3-1, the 2-3, and the man really had problems for Florida State, caused that big gap in the scoring, and they're playing their best basketball in March, which is all you can ask.
And Sean Miller thinks his team is playing its best right now too, and this will shock the world to know that rebounding is going to be big in this ball game. And the Wildcats, frankly, Rhino, they've got an advantage in size-wise. They should out-rebound Xavier, correct?
Well, and as we know, rebounding is position and desire. It doesn't say rebounding is 7-footers and long arms. That does help. But Arizona should have, on paper, an advantage, and they have done a great job in game. Arizona about +7 on the year. But Xavier does a great job because they have a lot of big wings, and they play with a reckless abandon on the glass. And I think that's where Sean Miller is concerned specifically about Xavier. But I think what he really gets down to, and we've been talking about this since the Pac-12 tournament really, it's about an inner toughness that he's trying to get Arizona to play with. And he knows that if he can get that rebounding advantage, that bodes well, more so for Arizona. But I think he recognizes Xavier is doing a great job as well.
All right, well, both teams got to be tough, and the tougher team will probably win this one. Cats and the Musketeers Thursday from San Jose.